want to get your take on the Spider SPY ETF, right? Market cap weighted, tracking the S&P 500 versus the RSP Invesco's equal weight ETF for the market trend going forward. You kind of sprinkled some information earlier in this episode about tech earnings and things like that. So I feel like I know which one you might go with here, but if you had to choose between the two, which one would you pick and why?
Yeah, so I write a lot about the different sector breakdowns of ETFs, and yeah, I would certainly say the RSP would certainly do better if value catches a bid here. And we've seen a little bit of an outperformance from RSP in the last couple of weeks. I mean, hardly anything on a long-term chart, but you may get a little bit of safety there if we see further rockiness in the tech trade for sure. You look at SPY with a 30% weight in the tech sector versus RSP, which is like 10 percentage points less than that. So definitely more value, cyclical oriented in RSP. So maybe longer term, I would favor RSP. Shorter term though, it's like we've had more than 2 years now of this outperformance from the cap weighted version. So from a momentum point of view, if you're betting against SPY versus RSP, you're kind of going against the trend. And as a CMT guy, I have to kind of check myself when I want to say, oh, go into RSP and not SPY, because the momentum factor can be so huge on a short-term basis. And time and again, we've seen the Mag 7 when they stumble, it's like one of them kind of gets off the mat and eventually starts bringing all of them back up, and there you go, you have SPY outperforming again. So yeah, I would say longer term, RSP is probably your better bet, but you can't discount the effect of momentum. And we might still see another strong year for the S&P 500. I feel like you still have a lot of folks who are just wishing and praying for equal weight to start outperforming on a multi-quarter basis. But I would like to see a little more, a few more technical signs of that to really confirm it.
Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Content is offered for information purposes only. Unless stated otherwise, any and all individuals participating in the video are third parties that include both professional investors and individual investors who may not be licensed or certified by any institute or regulatory body. Unless stated otherwise, the views or opinions expressed may not reflect those of Seeking Alpha as a whole. The accuracy and completeness of content shared cannot be guaranteed. Seeking Alpha does not take account of your objectives or financial situation and does not offer any personalized investment advice. Seeking Alpha is not a licensed securities dealer, broker, U.S. investment advisor, or investment bank.